Number 5.
No More Heroes on the Wii. Yeah, I know I said earlier I didn't like violence, but like Mad World, this is an exception. For starters, you get to use a lightsaber. A frickin' lightsaber, people! Playing as Travis Touchdown, doing various odd jobs around the city you're sad to destroy, taking your money, putting it into account, and then going and killing the world's best assassins. The great thing about Travis is he's not interested in the money or the power the position will bring him. The only thing he wants to do to get to number 1 is to have sex with his mysterious benefactor, Sylvia Crystal. And let's face it, why wouldn't he? Look at her.
Okay, how about this? If I become number 1, will you do it with me?
Yeah, I know she's a computer sprite. Go shoot me. Travis is a slob, living in a downbeat apartment with his pet kitten Jeannie. I think there might be a metaphor there somewhere. And spends his time watching wrestling videos and renting pornographic videos, which he frequently returns late.
This is Diane from Beefhead Videos. Just calling to let you know that one of the videos returned yesterday wasn't one of ours. It doesn't have a label on it, but it seems to be a recording of a guy humping a pillow. The video you should have returned was, How to Please a Woman in Bed 101 Part 2. Please return it to us soon. Thank you.
The great thing about No More Heroes is it's a video game, but it knows it's a video game and celebrates it. The bosses are incredibly over the top. There are sequences that only break the fourth wall, but they completely obliterate it. And one of the best touches for me, and I think anybody, is that Travis saves his game in the only place where a man feels like a king, by sitting on the toilet. Still, he's not all bad. Look at that kitty. Aww.
Number 4.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. I know, it's another violent game. Okay, I'll rephrase what I said earlier. I don't like real-life violence. Yeah, that should stick.
Excellent.
Now, whereas Bully allowed Rockstar to poke fun at the school and education system, with the GTA series, nothing is safe from parody, as they take shots at advertising, food stores, businesses, movies, famous well-known people, and even rival franchises like Driver. My favourite parts of the game, though, not including the main game itself, are the radio stations.
Yeah, this is Brad. I'm really into pleasuring myself.
Good grief!
Like every GTA game, there's a range of stations to listen to, but my favourite, and the funniest for me, in the whole of the GTA series is the WCTR talk radio station. WCTR houses the regulars like Laszlo, The Well Traveller by James Badiston, who's a child molester, wanted in Malaysia, and is being investigated by the FBI. And I Say You Say, a political debate show hosted by husband and wife Liberal and Conservative team Peyton Phillips and Mary Phillips, with Peyton being the extreme Liberal and Mary a hardcore Conservative. The writing is the sharpest it's ever been, and I can happily just drive around for hours listening to the various toasts shout, argue and offer words of advice to their callers.
Hello, you're on Wild Traveller. Where are you?
I'm on a cliff.
How romantic.
I want to jump.
I know what you mean. Jump into the unknown. How can it be a sin if it feels good? Anyway, what's your question?
Why am I here?
I don't know. Why are you there? Where are you? Kenya?
No, I'm in Verdant Bluffs.
Loathsome place. I'd jump if I were you.
I want to go to hell.
Me too. Buy a refrigerator magnet when you get there.
Everyone has a favourite GTA, and for me, it's definitely San Andreas.
When you take the worst qualities of an elephant and a donkey, you get a lot of shit.
Number 3.
What the f*** is that bloody squirrel?
Conker's Bad Fur Day on the Nintendo 64. Now I know this was ported onto the Xbox, but it was originally released on the N64, and I've always preferred this version. The game was created by British-based developers Rare, and begins with Conker vomiting outside a pub, and then maintains this juvenile sense of humour, and so, as you'd expect, it completely appeals to me. Every character has a voice and something to say.
And that is the crappiest, kick-ass I've ever seen.
Which usually comes in the form of a foul-mouthed insult, laced with profanity, and of course, features the greatest video game boss in the history of video game bosses.
I am the great mighty Foo, and I'm going to throw my shit at you.
Conker, the hero of the game, isn't a noble warrior looking to right the wrongs of the world. He's simply hungover after a late night drinking with friends and just wants to go home and go to bed. Why can't more heroes be like this in video games? The game is ripe with great movie references, parodies, innuendos, and fantastic voice work from the cast, of which there were only 3 people. It's a simple game with a kick-ass sense of humour. It represents Rare's own sense of humour at its best, and possibly Rare at their creative peak too.
Of my butt.
Your butt.
My butt.
Your butt.
Parody,
My butt.
yeah.
My butt. My butt.
Number 2.
Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars. Now this is a point-and-click game that can be incredibly misleading on the eyes. Its cartoony graphics hide a serious undertone. Your character can die, and die in many different ways, be it shooting, stabbing, or crushed. Laced within the game, though, is a fantastic narrative and an excellent script. Taking the role of George Stobart and uncovering the clues of a vicious assassination, your journey takes you all over the world where you meet a huge number of colourful and interesting characters, usually managing to annoy them in one way or the other, but handling them with a cool, sarcastic wit. My favourite place to visit? Well, Ireland, of course. The locals are all mad as hatters, but it's so funny with the performances pitched at just the right level that it's a shame to leave.
Hi. Do you speak English?
Well, no. What if I was to say no?
With killer dialogue and fantastic delivery from all parties, Broken Sword is not only one of the greatest games I've ever played, but without doubt one of the funniest too.
I gave him the look I'd perfected when I was 12 and was going to be the greatest hypnotist of all time. It was a killer.
Are you attempting to hypnotize me, or is it the constipation you're suffering?
And now, before number 1, let's recap. Not for suspense, not for information, it's just because I love to make you listen to the sound of my own voice. For number 10, better than Family Guy, Futurama. Number 9, boxing as it should be, with Punch-Out. Number 8, a Mario game with multiple plots, Super Mario RPG. Number 7, school demons exercised in Bully. Number 6, Sin City meets the Wii, with Mad World. Number 5, wield a lightsaber in No More Heroes. Number 4, enjoy the radio like never before in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Number 3, see the world through a drunken squirrel's eyes in Conker's Bad Fur Day. And number 2, save the world and cross the road when the little man shows green with Broken Sword, The Shadow of the Templars.
Number 1.
The Secret of Monkey Island. Come on, like you were expecting anything else? The Secret of Monkey Island is the first point-and-click game I can ever remember playing, and from the moment Guybrush appears on screen and has his conversation with a blind lookout, I started laughing, and just continued laughing right up until LeChuck goes boom. Unlike Conker, where the humour is very crass, the humour of Monkey Island is laced with subtlety, and given that there's no voice work, it's a testament to the strength of the script, that even in your head it can sound funny. Guybrush being able to hold his breath underwater for longer than is humanly possible, his conversations with many of the characters he encounters, and of course, the insult sword fighting, are all the factors that go into making Monkey Island not only a true classic, but without doubt, the funniest game I've ever played.